I'm ready to take over.
Javante Tank Davis!
Oh, this fight is over!
I am the real deal, nothing less.
Man, welcome back. All the Smoke, episode 9, with my brethren.
My brother.
I'm kind of disappointed, man. You figured out your sweaty hand situation.
You know,
this just ain't sweaty no more.
I'm moisturized. I'm using a lot of baby lotion. I told you, baby oil. I told you that.
Boy's growing in front of our eyes.
Yes, I am. And your products. Give your products a shout out.
Shout out, Hugh, with the Pretty Boy Mist.
Pretty
Boy
Boy Mist. Look at it.
I could tell it's already making your nose a little smaller. Anyway, man, we got a great episode, man. NBA retiree, future Hall of Famer,
Legend,
eligible,
Flash,
legend of the game, man. Dwyane Wade, man. Thank you for coming in.
Yo, my hand's sweaty. I was sitting over here thinking, I was like, I'm wiping my stuff off. I'm like,
off real quick.
He gonna let you know too. Trust me, he gonna let you know.
I let guests slide though. I don't let you slide.
I think it's this soft velvet over here that got me.
Comfortable, right?
Man,
iced up.
Yeah, what kind of budget y'all got for furniture?
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Tell them what network we on.
We on Showtime, baby.
They got a little bit of money over there, bro.
I see.
They got a little bit
nice.
of money.
Emmett and Icebox did a collab and made our furniture. You know what I'm saying? Icebox and Emmett, you know what I'm talking about. Thank y'all.
Anyway, man, tell me what retired life is like. 16 years, correct?
16 years.
16 years in the NBA, and you're done.
Yeah.
What is that like now?
It's actually fun.
Is it?
Like for me, it's like I want to show people it's a different way to retire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone got this mindset of, oh, when athletes retire, they're gonna be walking funny. You know, they're gonna be broke. They're gonna be divorced. They're gonna be so forth and so on. So for me, man, as always, it's about inspiring the next generation of, listen, this is the way you walk away from the game. This is the way you retire. So I'm having fun, man.
I saw you in the gym a handful of months ago, and you was working out hard too. Like, any of you have any of that basketball? I still want to play left in you?
I love the game. I mean, you guys know that love goes nowhere, but my passion for it started to leave. You know what I mean? Once it became more of a business than it was about just the natural fun and the reason we all started playing, it started to take more and more away from me. So I'm at the point now where I'm really, for the first time, probably since I was a kid, that I'm enjoying the game from a fan perspective. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm cool, man.
Without the ice bags.
Without it all, man. Right? Man, without it all, man. I think I'm more athletic now than I was my last few years.
So what is some of the stuff you're into now? Obviously, you got a little one. She just turned 1, right?
Yeah, she just turned 1.
Okay,
yeah.
so tell me what it's like. What are you into besides daddy duty, and what's your day-to-day look like?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think everyone knows when you play the sport like we play, it takes you away from a lot of things, especially
you miss a lot.
Your family. You know, being as present as you would like to be. But also, once you get on this side, you realize how hard it is to be as present as you want to be.
Right.
You know? But for me, it's been cool, man. I got kids, and I range always 18 to 1. So I'm able to support them in different ways. And it's my hardest job, but it's my most fulfilling one. And I've done some cool things in this world, but being a parent and watching my kids succeed and grow is my most fulfilling, job. So it's been cool, man. I'm chilling.
That's
you
good.
guys know, man.
That's the most
I'm on the
important
vibe.
thing.
Yeah.
You had a long run, man. Hell of a run. Tell me a little bit about your Warner/TNT/Bleacher Report deal. What should we expect from you in that space?
Well, listen, I was like, a lot of people, man, you say, I don't want to do that. I ain't going to do that. You got this, when you plan, and they be like, yo, these are the things you can do. You be like, man, I'm not doing that. And then you get on this side and you realize, like, oh, okay, you got to keep all your options open.
Yes.
So for me, man, I sat down with the Turner family, and they wowed me. I really went in with the expectations of, I don't want to be the athlete to talk about other guys, right? When I'm done playing, I don't want to be that guy. But they wowed me with just the opportunity, with the whole Warner Media. And everything that they have and what they can provide, for me. So I'm definitely excited to announce that we got a show that's coming out every Tuesday, starting late January, and Candace Parker, myself, and big fella Shaq, Adam Lefko. He's our Ernie. Okay. And we coming up with our own vibe, our own show. So for me, it's cool. I get an opportunity to still stay, close enough to the game. As I am now, very active on Twitter about supporting the next generation and talking about them. So I get to do that, and have that platform. And then as well, I wanted more, and they see me as more than just, one. Right. They see me as, multi-dimensional. So we worked on Bleach Report, what I can bring in, what kind of content can I bring. So I'm a creative director of Bleach Report. And also,
a big title.
Yeah, man. And then also, I have a production company that I'm really jumping into, and you know, we have a deal together, you know, there as well. So for me, it was a three-dimensional kind of deal. I wanted to touch every aspect of the brand, and I'm able to do that. So
Congratulations, man.
thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. Miami Heat. Let's talk about the Heat. Getting Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, man.
They starting the ball, starting to look good. You know, how you feel about them right now?
Well, first of all, we was trying to get Jimmy last year.
Yeah.
You know, when Jimmy was trying to get, he was trying to get that last year. Me and Jimmy, you know, my one of the good things about me leaving Miami and going to Chicago is I forged a relationship with this guy. And once I got around him, man, you
Two Marquette guys. That's
You-
my boy.
you
That's
will
my
love
boy.
him. Like,
That's my
you know
boy.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he reminds me of both of you guys. He's just he's an amazing person, a little misunderstood. You know what I'm saying? It all come from a good place. Sometimes it may come out wrong, but it's all coming from a good place for him. And
It's all come from his upbringing too.
it all comes from that.
Yeah.
And once I seen his crazy, I said, oh, okay.
You
I
get
know-
it.
I know where your crazy can live at. So I'm so happy to see him, man. And, you know, he's happy. You know,
Yeah.
Miami and Jimmy is the perfect marriage. And, you know, what he's doing for the young guys on the team, what he's doing for Bam. what he's doing-
Non-hero.
Yeah, what he's doing for Tyler, what he's doing for Kendrick. He's giving them guys so much confidence. You know what I mean? Jimmy is comfortable being Jimmy. He don't need to score out and show you guys I can score 30 a night. He's really sharing the ball. He's really sharing the attention with those guys. And you can see it. You know, you see that, you know, that environment that we talk about, that culture, that these guys have bought into it. And they playing amazing, man. And the sky's the limit. They can just continue to keep going.
You
know?
think they're a piece away? You think they can contend in the East?
I think right now they can contend, you know, to a certain, you know, extent. It depends on how much these young guys grow throughout this year, right? And they gotta fall a lot, you know, for them to get up and then be able to walk and run. But it's the experiences throughout this year is going to show us in the playoffs, you know, what kind of level they can compete at. They're showing everybody right now we can win. We can win anywhere. They went into Milwaukee won. They went into Toronto won.
Tough places.
But they got young guys, and they got to bring these young guys along fast. But I would never count them out. I would never count a Miami Heat organization
Play
out.
hard, man.
Yeah, I'm never counting them out, you know.
Right.
But
Play
I
hard.
think we all look forward to and say when they're going to be at that championship level.
Right.
You definitely want to continue to add certain pieces to help you get there. But when you got emergence of a Bam, when you got emergence of Kendrick and Tyler and these young guys, these are the kind of guys that when you talk about we need another piece, well, you actually got these pieces right now. So, you know, I believe that anything can happen for them guys.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You touched on a little bit, but tell me what it's like, that organization, you know, because you hear the old Pat Riley Lakers stories, you hear some Miami stories, and you hear Spoelstra as well. Like, tell me what that organization.
They about all right. What stories you heard? They're about all right. You know, it's. I think it's as simple as this. I mean, Pat Riley had a vision. He had a vision for, you know, how he felt that players and, you know, how he felt that his organization would be ran. And he's ran it exactly the way that he felt. He wanted to be professional. He wanted to be the most professional. He believes in, you know, hard work. He believes in being in shape. He believes in, you know, the hours that you put into the gym being real hours and not just for
Instagram.
You know, Instagram. You know, he believes in, you know, he set a culture and he set responsibilities for each individual. And just think about it, man, where we come from, right? I get drafted from Chicago and out of Milwaukee into the NBA, into Miami. If I don't have accountability, if I didn't have a culture or structure, I wouldn't be sitting here with you
That's
guys
it.
right now.
Yeah.
That city's
You know what
tough.
I'm saying? So you got a lot of these young, you know, individuals from the inner city getting drafted into the NBA and been throwing all this money. And, you know, to have a organization that has, you know, a Bible for this organization to say, these are the rules, this is what you need to follow to be successful. A lot of young guys need that. You know, you see some guys go to organizations that don't have that same structure. And guys that are super talented are out the league pretty quickly because they
that's
don't know what
crazy.
it takes.
That's crazy.
So much respect to Miami for setting that culture, man.
Now, someone who's kind of gone against the grain a little bit, someone I personally reached out to and spoke to, Jack has, and then you played with him last year, Dwyane Wade. You know, he's kind of having trouble kind of finding his footing in that situation. Any advice or anything you know about him that you would kind of help him out with, trying to find his way there?
Man, I talked to Dwyane. It's my little brother, man. You know, I mean, before he became a Miami Heat, we stayed in contact. And it's unfortunate what's going on with him. I mean, the kid loves the hoop.
Loves
what I
the
mean?
We all know that.
basketball.
He loves the hoop.
Yeah.
And I think what we're seeing right now is now that the game was taken away from him, he don't know how to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And he came out and said that last year being hurt and trying to come back and live up to whatever these expectations were. And he was disappointed in himself by how, you know, he played last year and everything. But when he don't have hoop, he don't know how to to live in to navigate through this world. And that once again tells you about you're taking kids out of inner city and you're throwing them in this big world and you expect them to be perfect. Well, you're not. You know what I mean? So it takes, unfortunately, a lot of incidents that Dwyane is going through to get you to understand and to learn, and hopefully, you know, he can catch it before it's too late, and he's not looking, you know, on the outside
Like,
looking in
damn.
and saying, man,
Right.
I just want to get back in and get another opportunity. So hopefully, you know, not only him, but hopefully the people around him
Yeah.
can continue to keep grabbing him and letting him know, man, don't let this
Yeah.
opportunity that you have
Right.
slide away. You
Right.
know,
'Cause
let's
he's got
learn
so
from our
much
mistakes.
talent. So much
So
talent,
bro.
man.
He's a hooper, man.
Yeah.
He's one, you know, he's one of the best when he's healthy and he's
Right.
if you Pat Riley when he's in shape, when his
Right.
mind is right. But once again, you gotta understand where he come from. It's not that
Yeah.
easy just to say, hey, you should do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
That's not how he was raised.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough situation.
Yeah, I mean, Dwyane, you got us here, all three of us. You know, you spoke to all of us, man. You need to lean on us, because we believe you got a lot of talent, man. We don't want to see you waste that.
And control your own narrative. Don't let nobody else control your story. You control it, because they'll twist and buck you all up. Wade, you was away from the Heat for a couple years.
Yeah.
How was that? Like, I know it was different because you was one of those guys I look at like Tim Duncan.
Kobe.
Like, yeah, spend your
thought
whole
I'd see
career
you
with one
wear-
team. You're going to have a statue out front, a couple seats on the court side with your wife and your name, all that, like all that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking, and it's still going to happen.
Yeah.
But how was that, those years away from the Heat?
You know what, Jax? I mean, I'm one of those players that shouldn't have left, right? I'm supposed to be one of those players that we named the Dirks, the Kobes, the Duncans. But it happened, you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of reasons that it happened. But for me, actually, once it did, I made the best of it. I went to Chicago, went back home, and I took a different approach. I really focused on the community in Chicago. That was huge for me because I lost a family member a couple of days after I decided to go to Chicago, and started that process of trying to help better in that community. And then from a basketball perspective, I got a chance to hear my name being called. I listened to
Legendary.
I listened to Jordan being called. I listened
Legendary.
to Scotty being. I mean, that's what my vision and my dream to become a basketball player started. So that day, that moment, when I got my name called for the first time in Chicago, as a Chicagoan, man, that was emotional for me. It was emotional for my family. So it was a lot of things I take from Chicago. My agent, rest in peace, Henry Thomas, passed away throughout that. When I went to Cleveland, but I got a chance to spend time with him for the last year, and he was a father figure to me. It would have hurt me being in Miami because he couldn't travel, and I wouldn't have been able to see him. To not be able to have that last
that
moments
closing-
and those memories,
closure.
Yeah, man.
it's a reason why everything happens. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it didn't supposed to happen that way, but it did supposed to happen that way. So a lot of great things came out of my time in Chicago, man. I see my grandma before she passed away. I got a chance to be around her. She was 99 years old. So I got a chance to
Right.
do a lot of things in my life that at this point now I would have felt a certain way about.
You missed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now the Cleveland thing that they appreciate. Thank you, Cleveland. Thank you to Cleveland, man, for making sure I got back. They did me a solid. They made sure I got back where I belong. So I appreciate them.
That's what's up, man. That 03 draft, you, Bron, Melo, Bosh, everyone played extensive years. Obviously, Chris had to cut short because of, health
Yeah,
ailments.
man.
But tell me a little bit about that group, man. You guys accomplished a tremendous amount.
Yeah.
All had long careers. Talk about that group of 4 people.
Man, that was fun. I mean, you guys know when we first decided to play, there was a lot of things said about about us joining.
Y'all
forces.
cheating.
Yeah.
That's the first thing when I started. Oh, they cheat, man.
That's cheat code.
They cheat.
A cheat
That's
code.
a
It's like
cheat
playing
code.
video games.
And it definitely was different at that time to make that decision. I think now, obviously it's a little bit more accepted
Yeah.
10 years later.
Yeah.
But at that time, it wasn't a popular choice. But I think when we in the game, right, we play this game where they say if you don't win championships, your career is a failure.
Right.
Especially when you're considered great. So don't knock us for trying to win championships.
Right.
We're doing what we need to
That's
do to win.
That's the point of the game.
Right? That's what y'all made the point of the game is, right? So now we can't have a great career if we don't win championship, which is stupid.
Right.
But once you make that what it is, then expect us to go out and try to do that. And that's what we had to do. LeBron, he wanted to fill that championship, and he felt that his best opportunity to do that was with guys he knew what they was going to bring on a nightly basis. Other guys that can take a little pressure and stress off for, him. I don't care how great you is. No one does it by themselves. Right? So we had an opportunity at that same time, man, to put ourselves in a position where we changed the dynamics of the NBA. from a player's, point of
control,
view
right?
and position. Yeah, we put the power in the player's hand, and to be, three young guys to make the decision we made, understanding what the future would, hopefully be, and to see it that way now, I'm so proud of, those three young guys
Right.
at the time that put their egos to the side and decided, hey, we're going to do something that's not only going to benefit us, it's going to benefit so many others after us. And that's
Change the
where we
whole
are now.
culture. That was
Yeah,
just it. Yep.
Absolutely. Compare your first ring in 06 with Shaq to winning back-to-back with Bron and Chris.
Oh man, big fella. First of all, I'm so thankful for him, man. I don't think people give him enough credit
No.
for what he did
Monster.
for. Yeah, man. What he did for my career, what he did for the Miami Heat organization, and what he's done for the game. But I wouldn't be sitting here, as a 3-time champion if I didn't play with someone that showed me, how to do it daily and what a champion looks like. You know what I'm saying? So. Big ups to big fella coming to Miami, just changing my life and changing the culture, in Miami too. Now we walking around with our chest poked out because we're a championship organization. But that first one, man, I was young. I was 24 years old. I was just out there just hooping, not thinking about nothing. I had guys like Gary Payton on my team. I had guys like Jason Williams, Antoine Walker, James Posey, like these veteran dudes, like big fella Zoe. I mean, Hall of Famers, man, just unbelievable players. But they allowed me just to go out there and just play. They allowed me to be flash, be reckless, just hoop. And they was the leaders of the team. And we all helped each other get what we wanted. But I was young. After winning that, I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Baby. Here it come.
Every year.
I'm back next year.
Yeah.
And then reality really set forward real early in my career. After that, I started going through a lot of injuries. A lot of trades happened, and by the time I got to the Big 3 era, I appreciated it more. I understood, how quickly it can be taken away from you. And I always feel that once you won a championship, now it becomes harder. Because if you never won, you really don't know exactly what you're missing from that standpoint. But once you win, and then you go through losing seasons, we went through 15 games where we won in a season and so forth. Now it really makes the rest of your career hard because now you know what that feeling feels like once you've been to the mountaintop. So I got tired of losing. I got tired of getting knocked out in the first round. Scoring 30 a night and doing all that is cool for a while, but after a while, he's like, wait a minute, this is beating me down, and I want to taste that championship again. So for me, man, I just had to make a decision. Did I want to be known as a great scorer, or did I want to be known as a great winner? And that decision in 2010 for me was like, I want to be known as a winner. So I'm gonna do whatever it takes.
So what was it like with that team? I mean, coming in with so much expectation that in 2010, and then 2010 is when you guys started the Big 3?
Yeah, 2010.
And your first ring was 2012 with them, your second ring, and then third ring. Tell me what it was like winning it the second time around with those guys in particular, with Bron. And because I heard Bron learned a lot from you, as far as, how you just gave Shaq credit as far as approaching the game and winning and this and that. LeBron hadn't had that up to that point. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, and I knew that. I knew he was a hell of a player. I think we didn't know how great he was going to be, but we knew what greatness was there. And he's continued to show us each year what greatness looks like. But for me, I took it upon myself to try to give him the knowledge and what I was given from the guys I played with. That I was given from GP and Shaq and just those legends. So I try to give that same game to Bron. And we became inseparable in that sense, because he realized, he recognized that in me as well. And he respected me enough as a big brother, as well as competitor, that he believed that, I'm not gonna bullshit him, that I'm giving him real game. So, what I appreciate now too is to watch him give others that game. That I know that we developed in Miami, and that I helped become a part of his, his whole career. So, but I was just thankful that he decided to team up with us. As well. Like he brought so much to us in our careers. And we all benefited from that. So just that run, like it was surreal, bro. We got every team's best every night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We learned a lot about ourselves. I think early on we was 9-8 when we first got together that first year, and teams was coming at us. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, even if they was afraid, they didn't show it. That afraid turned into some courage. And we had to like look ourselves in the mirror and be like, hold on, like, are we built for this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not if they built for it, because they coming at us. And we had to show everybody that we were built for your best, every night. So to win 2 championships in 4 years together, the way we did it was a storybook. For us, we would love to win 4, but this game was too good for that.
Yeah.
And we broke down along the way as well. That last year we was mentally, physically, we was jacked.
Drained.
Yeah, it was mentally, man. We was the jokes weren't funny no more in the locker room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? we weren't as cool as people in the public eye thought we were to each other. Like it just was different. We was around each other for a long time. We took a lot of scrutiny as well, and it kind of wore on us a little bit. But you know, we did try to enjoy it along the way as well.
That's important.
The time you were away when you left the Heat, a lot of people thought your relationship with Pat Riley was fractured, and then you ended up coming back and doing the farewell tour.
Yeah.
What's our relationship like now?
We got a great relationship. I think that moment, I think both of us, neither one of us wished to this day that it happened. And, you know, I think we dealt with it and we talked, you know, as man to man, face to face. You know, Pat know how I feel about it. I know I've been very open about how I feel about how all that went down, but you know, I think it ended the way it needed to. I think once I came back, I had more of appreciation for the organization. I had a more appreciation for the city, and I think vice versa, you know, as well. So, like, once again, that move probably everyone said, oh, man, he should have been the lifer. It should have never happened. But it was the best thing for all of us that it did
to happen.
Yeah, we seen each other in a different light once I wasn't there anymore, both ways. So, you know, everything is kosher, man. You know, I'm so happy that the successes keep, you know, is still going for the Heat. And you know, as I get away from the game and do some other things I want to do, eventually I would love to migrate back to being a part of the organization. As I figure out what my life is really going to be about and continue to give back to that city, you know, the way that they gave to me for so many years.
Tell me what it was like playing with Chris, and then, you know, him being the good guy he was, and really, to me, probably the one that sacrificed the most out of the big three, and then for him to have his career cut short and have to leave you. Tell me what that was like.
Yeah, bro. CB is so talented. Only a lot of people understand, man. Like, that guy, like, he was the piece that made it all work. And, you know, and especially when Brian left, man, we seen, like, it was pretty much his team. He definitely got the check. But, you know, just to see how talented he was one of those guys that started this wave of big shooting threes, you know, playing on the perimeter, not banging down low.
Trust me, we had to guard him. We was guarding him in Golden State. Remember, we was
the
fours.
He was strong. You know what I mean?
Had the whole package. You couldn't out-muscle him, or he was so skilled.
Bro,
and fast.
So skilled, fast, quick, athletic.
I just didn't like his braids. Like, I don't like your braids. I didn't like his braids. But besides that motherfucker has so much game.
Yo, he get you on the ice on that wing,
it's over.
and then he foul. He knew how to get fouls. He was so good. And I think early on a lot of people called him soft because he didn't play inside. He was 6'11", but later on you could see how he was a part of the game changing. Evolution. You know what I mean? Like right now, he will be killing in the NBA right now, man.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying? So like for me, you know, I was able to walk away from the game in my own merits, but the game got taken away from him.
Tough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was talking to him recently about it, and he seems to be calm with it, but I was like, see, you know what you would be doing right now, though? And I think he's trying to move his mind away from that, but he could still be balling right now. He'd still be $100 million out here for him.
Yeah,
easy.
You know what I mean?
Easy.
Because he's that kind of player. He gets the offense moving. He can shoot it, and he can ISO one-on-one, take you to the basket, finish, dunk on you, all that. Like, he just had the whole package, man. So he was the piece that me and Brian relied on to make it all really work when it came to, you know, the versatility of what our team really needed and the identity of, like, how we was going to play. You know, he came back and added that three-pointer to his game, and it changed our whole team.
There's no question.
What's your best memory of 2010 and why?
The decade.
Decade,
as a whole.
2010 decade.
Decade as a whole, what, from my career or just period?
Just the decade.
What'd you think? Either one.
It's been a hell of a decade. Life has changed a lot in 10 years. I mean, a lot.
From your mid-20s to your mid to late 30s.
Yeah, 27 to 37. You know, my life has changed dramatically, but just the world around us. You know what I'm saying? Like, crazy. How far it's come in just 10 years. I'm just gonna what the next 20 years. No, I mean it was just getting popped.
Just getting popped.
You know what I'm saying? Like I remember Eddie Curry was one of the first ones to introduce me to Instagram, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" Oh man, you could put pictures on. I'm like, "Why would I put pictures on?"
Social media.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy, and now you can't do nothing without social media. Social media has become the tool that everyone uses. So I think it's been cool. I'm thankful that I'm older in this generation. I'm thankful that I had experiences before this last decade, to set my foundation as I now try to navigate in this world. But the change has been amazing too.
It's tough to navigate now, especially like you said, because I kind of feel, and I spoke on this before, like there used to be real veteran leadership, and your OGs you can lean on to kind of, dodge the pit holes or stuff they messed up. As with my career and on my way out, I kind of saw that was almost a dying situation. Like now the OGs is not really letting the young fellas lean on them because they're fighting for playing time and contracts and all this kind of stuff. So I kind of felt like the mentorship and really like the OGs of the locker room kind of left. You know what I mean? So without that, in this world with so many pitfalls now, it's tough.
It is.
It's definitely a tough situation. Tell me what it was like. You were one of the first, and I followed you a handful of years after, but to win custody of your kids, because that normally doesn't happen for athletes.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, that
Ever.
You got two people that did it.
Man. You're a legend, bro. You're a legend. You're a legend.
Yeah, that was a tough time for me because, when I decided to go for custody, I really didn't have a lot of examples. I didn't really have too many people I can reach out to and say, hey, bro, like, how was the process? You know what I'm saying? Or give me confidence that I even can, stand a chance. So I think for me, man, it was uncharted waters, but, it was all about just being in my kids' lives. And unfortunately, that was the way I had to do it, because of how our relationship went. But once I got that opportunity to be there, more, I think it was beneficial for both of us. I needed them and they needed me. You know what I'm saying? And it just even now, I got Zaire's, he's a basketball player and he's trying to navigate through this world of, of having his father's last name. That's it. You know what I mean? Of having his father and looking like me a little bit. And people having expectations of how he should be.
That's a lot.
And what he should be. You know what I mean? And like that's been tough, as a parent to try to help him navigate. You know what I mean? I think I can give him all the game in the world, but ultimately I've never lived the way that he's living. I didn't grow up with a famous dad and a famous stepmother and and so
just means.
Yeah, and the means to
We
everything.
talked about this at All-Star in L.A. when I introduced you to my son and you introduced you, and they both was like real shy. I was like, bro, they didn't come up like we coming up. We trying to make them tough.
Yeah.
But now look at your son that switched now. Like he a totally different player than was when the All-Star game was in L.A. He totally different now.
Yeah, he's totally different. And the biggest thing is we talk about is, and I think you hear Bronny even said it with Bronny is you want him to have fun. You want him to love the game.
First and foremost.
You want to be a great teammate. For me, it's all about, I understand what basketball did, for our family, but, we learn so much through life through the game of basketball. And for me, as you're playing this game, if you have the work ethics, if you have, if you have the foresight to understand what sacrifice looks like and all these different things, you're going to be better in life for it. These are life lessons that the game of basketball is teaching you. And I put him in a tough situation this year where I brought him out here to L.A. to play at Sierra Canyon. He comes from Miami where he's on a team where he can score 25, 30 a night, right? He's on a team now where he may touch the ball offensively 5, 6 times to score.
A game.
And you in the era now where with socially every kid got all the highlights, all the moves, and everyone has the ball in their hand. And I'm trying to tell him, if you want to be good in this game, you got to learn how to play without the ball in your hand. You got to learn how to sacrifice. You got to learn how. And it's tough in his senior season. But what I'm trying to do mentally is build something to him as a basketball player, but also in life. There's understanding what life is about. It's not just, about I got it. It's me.
Right.
There's so many other components to making life successful. And so I'm just trying to teach him as many lessons as I can before he goes off next year and go to college. And it ain't on me at that moment. It's in your coach's hand then, So, yeah, man.
I want to backtrack a little bit. What was it like to go from, I don't know how much you got to see your kids before you got custody, to just having them all the time? Because I went through it. You know what I mean? Well, I went through where I was, seeing them on weekends or every other Wednesday, to they're with me 7 days a week.
Yeah,
tell me what that's a huge transition.
Huge transition. And then try to be playing in the NBA.
Right. Talk about that.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough transition for, it's tough being a weekend parent, first of all.
First of all, yeah.
When you get your kids on the weekend, they want to have fun. You got to be the fun parent, but you're also trying to parent them. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the toughest things to do. So, but it's an easier job when it comes to the responsibilities. When you get them for a time, it's just everything started. I started thinking about all the responsibilities that I now had. You know what I'm saying, for them. And it was the simple stuff. Like, they weren't here for the weekend. Now they stand. So now I'm like, oh, okay. What kind of beds they need? What kind of sheets they need? What kind of like I got to think of everything. Their clothes, their this, their that, all the stuff I need to teach them now. And so it was at first it was like I won custody and I was just I had an emotional moment, and then it snapped back into me that I had so much to teach them and I had so much responsibility coming my way, and I had to put so many people around them. That I need to find people to trust to put around my kids because of my job and my career takes me away from being around. So, man, it's definitely tough. It's not easy at all. Being a single parent, neither way, is not an easy thing. But ultimately, you're going to do what's best for your kids. And like I told my boys, we learn on the fly. We learn together. I'm going to learn how to parent you guys by how you guys are. I'm not going to parent you the same. You're not the same.
Right.
And don't expect that. And I try to parent each of my kids differently. I support them differently. And so far it's working.
The only thing that stays the same is the love. That's the only thing.
The love is there.
That's the only thing that stays the
And
same.
that's what's most important, man, is the love. We've seen and recently the social media stuff and, how supportive you are with your youngest son and him feeling comfortable enough to come out and you guys being so loving and supporting. And it gives me chills right now even talking about it because the negative backlash you got really bothered me. Like I'm on social media arguing with people like, man, what the fuck are you talking about right now? You know what I mean? Like that unconditional love. But touch on what that is like being a professional Hall of Fame player, playing in a masculine sport, and then your son being a homosexual and then being comfortable enough to have that kind of communication with you at such a young age, which I think is important.
Yeah, it's first of all, you don't talk about strength and courage.
Incredible.
My 12-year-old has way more than I have. You know what I mean? You can learn something from your kids.
Right.
But in our household, man, that's all we talk about. We talk about making sure our kids be seen by each of us. Me and my wife, we talk about making sure our kids, understand that they're, the power in their voice. We want them to be whoever they feel that they can be in this world. Like that's our goal. Understand you can be whoever, you can be whatever. Now, it's some things that's going to, while you trying to go down that process, this is what's going to come at you.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of negativity.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of hate. And it's not even just from my son's sexuality. It's just about being a young black man or a young black woman.
First and foremost,
right?
Yeah.
So everything that comes with that. So for us, man, when I respond to things socially, I'm not responding because you hurt my feelings. I'm not responding because I even care enough of what you're saying because it's, as we say in the hood, it's ignorant. Why I'm responding is because I understand my platform. I understand that I'm speaking for a lot of people that don't have the same voice that I have, right? As a father, or I'm even speaking for my 12-year-old right now because I haven't allowed him to sit in front of a microphone yet. But I'm speaking for for so many others, in the LGBTQ plus community. So for me, man, like I said, it's just my version of supporting. Like, I had to look myself in the mirror when my son at the time was 3 years old. And me and my wife started having conversations about, us noticing that, he wasn't on the boy vibe that Zaire was on. And I had to look myself in the mirror and say, what if your son come home and tell you he's gay? What are you going to do? How are you going to be? How are you going to act? It ain't about him. He knows who he is. It's about you. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? So all these people that's out there saying those things, look at yourself. Understand that you the one that got the issues. You the one that got the problems. It's not the kids. It's not the ones who decide that you decide that, they born a certain way and you say they got to be that way. It's not. That's not life, man. I watched my son from day one becoming to who she now eventually is coming to. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's all about nothing changes with my love.
Right.
Nothing changes with my responsibilities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So only thing I got to do now is get smarter and educate myself more. True. And that's my job. You know what I'm saying?
I went through it, growing up, my oldest brother is homosexual, but I think me being around him and understanding being different is the reason why I'm so loved by everybody. It's the reason why I'm able to sit and have a conversation with everybody from any race and be anywhere because I've seen somebody being different and I loved him just as much as I love myself. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that and like my brother, he dealt with it growing up. We grew up in the hood, so he dealt with it growing up. But my brother's 6'5", 200, square up. He loved to square up. He's square up. But I love my brother to death, and by him being different and being around him as a young kid, it helped me be able to open up to everybody and to love everybody like I do. So it was beneficial to me, not just much as it was to him. It was beneficial to me.
People, they're normal. They're not even different. You know what I mean? This is the new normal. Everybody get used to it.
Yeah.
Everybody get used to it, man. This is the new normal. So if anybody different, we looked at as different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The ones that don't understand it. the ones that don't get it, the ones that, you know, have stuck in a box. You're different.
True.
Not the people out here living their lives, man. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, ultimately, you want your kids to be free and live their lives. And I don't care, you know, what you want to do from a standpoint. If you want to play a sport, then play a sport. You don't have to be like me. Play a sport and be yourself. You know, whatever you want to do, it's my job to support you doing it. Make sure that you have all the tools you need to be, you know, as happy as you can be in this world while you're doing it, while while you're growing into the person that you're going to grow into. So they're not different than normal. You know what I mean? The ones that don't understand it is the ones that are different.
Everybody definitely look at them that
We
way.
just wanted to commend you on just taking that head on, and like you said, it's more about your platform and being able to educate. You know what I mean? Because obviously, like you touched on early on, it's a tough pill to swallow, but the love and support you showed is tremendous. First of all, foremost, like you said, being a black child, man or woman in this country is hard enough. You know what I mean? And then adding that component to it. But I think that the effort you guys showed as a family and the unity and the love
That
you
was
showed as a
big.
family was huge, man. Was huge and needed. Because like you said, there's plenty of other people going through it, having to pretend being someone they're not, or scared to speak out or can't speak out. And when people like you, with your platform and your wife's platform, are able to show unity, I think that goes a long way, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Really dope.
My wife has been amazing, by the way. You know, I mean, I can say that I am the man I am from that standpoint because of being around someone who's been so cultured. You know what I mean? That when she came in, she gave me some different lenses to look through of life and changed my whole perspective. You know what I mean? I grew up with the same perspective as a lot of these people out here that's a little ignorant. You know what I mean? I grew up with
We
a
all
similar
did.
perspective, right? And you meet people along the way that help you take those glasses off and put on some different ones. You know what I mean? Look through life through a different lens. And that's what my wife has been able to do. So it's been cool, man.
She makes you better. It's a good feeling to have somebody around to make
Behind
you
every
better.
good man is a great woman. There's no question about that. Well, speaking on your wife, tell us what it's like having such a public relationship. You know, obviously we want to keep as much stuff private, but when you have a superstar movie wife and a superstar NBA player, the good, bad, and in between is going to be publicized. Tell me how you guys navigate through that and hold a common, you know, strength.
It's been tough at times. I ain't even lie to you. Shit ain't been easy. You know what I'm saying? I think ultimately for us, you know, we both love each other. We both are committed to supporting each other. So we figured out. But it's definitely times where, you know, we have to go through the shit together. But you guys see, man, my wife is very outspoken.
She a real one.
She real. She's not. None of that is for show. That's who she is. Everybody know it. You know, one thing you know about Gab, she is who she is. So she's helped me grow up. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of areas, but you know, I support her. You know, and I think for me early on too, just something simple as I had to be okay with supporting her as an actress first, because like I got with her as an actress, but then it get real when you start seeing those sexual scenes. You like, wait, hold on. Before Ghost was Ghost, he had a little scene. You know, being Mary Jane with my wife now, I was like, oh, player. But then he became Ghost. I don't mess with him. But yeah, man, you know what I mean? So I think I've grown so much just by being in a relationship with this woman, man. But you know, she's somebody who I feel like, you know, can help the world change. You know what I mean? She can definitely change the world.
Right.
She has it in her. So it's been cool watching her grow into, you know, who she's become as well. And understanding along the way, like even though, you know, we have a public relationship, you know, we definitely try to keep our own individual brands, you know, going, and then we understand the right times to bring it together. You know what I mean? Like just like the Gatorade ad that we had, and we got another one coming out soon that's pretty cool. And we bring it together the right way, but we also keep it separate, you know, in a sense as well, because you know, Mama got to pay half on a lot of things. To retire.
You got money too, moms. You got money
working.
too, Gab. Yeah, you rich too.
We half and half over on this side now. Remember that agreement we talked about?
Tell me what it's like too, because it's almost like a role reversal. And off camera, we spoke about how as soon as you're retired, it's time to move to LA, and that's probably because you need to support her and her movement. Now, tell me what that adjustment was like and what that situation was.
Well, you know what? It wasn't as easy as I probably have made it look. But, you know, think about this. You know, for the last 8 to 10 years, my wife has been flying to Miami every weekend. She works 5 days a week. She fly to Miami every weekend to make sure the family is, you know, make sure we good. And, you know, she's been doing that week after week after week for years. So when it was time for me to now it's time for you to support, you know, it was like, hey, leave your comfort zone and, you know, bring your ass to LA. But, you know, my wife's career's here. My daughter's here, you know. And for me, it was just like sitting down thinking about each of my kids. And I'm like, all right, how can each one of them benefit here. I have a 6-year-old son that lives here. How can he benefit from me being here? And then how can my career benefit from me being here? And, you know, it all signs pointed up. So it actually became an easy decision from the standpoint of the next phase of my life, you know, to make that move. But everyone say, how can you leave Wade County? How can you? That's always going to be there. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, my home is where my family is. My family's here. So, you know, right now, you know, we're forging forward with, you know, what this side going to look like. And anytime I'm ready to go back to Miami to get that Wade County love, I get on a plane and hop back and go do what I need to do. You know?
I mean, it could be worse. I mean, LA, you know what I mean?
Right,
LA
it could be a lot worse.
Now that she's telling you that you got to go move to Milwaukee or you got to move to Memphis, she's
Right.
telling you got to move to Hollywood with me, baby. So I think that's cool.
Let's go back to Zaire. I know it's kind of hard. As I have 2 sons too, like as we talked about, and it's hard to put high expectations on your son at this age. 'Cause like I said, you want him to have fun. You want him to grow up and be their own man. You have any expectations of him and playing with Bronny? You know, I know you love that. Being able to sit at courtside with LeBron and cheer on your boys. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, man, first of all, that's the fun part of it, man. As parents, we make a decision like, hey, you know, when I knew I was moving out to L.A., me and Bronny got on the phone, just talked about, you know, both of our kids and where they was at. I think Bronny was at Crossroads at the time. We both talked about it. And to be able to make a decision that, you know, it's a basketball decision for us as a family. He's a senior. To put them together, you know, to do something special. Other players joining that's very talented with Zaire Williams and, you know, Brandon Boston over there. I mean, as well, and other kids. It was like, yo, this is a great time to be a dad, right?
Right.
For both of us. And, you know, as you see him on the sideline, you see me on the sideline, we get into it. And we get into it from a fan perspective, man, and just supportive parents perspective as well. We crazy as hell on that sideline, just like the rest of the parents in the world, just because we play the sport. Don't mean we, you know, we're not just like everyone else. So that's been cool, you know, from that perspective, be able to create a memory for those guys. This is a moment that's happening for them. They on ESPN and all this.
High school, right.
More than
Crazy.
NBA teams.
Right.
They're getting exposure daily. And it's tough because they got to navigate it. But, you know, we're trying to prepare them for the next level of college and once they reach this real world. So it's been cool as well, man.
What kind of advice you give to him?
I think from a basketball perspective, you know, as I talked about, it's very similar to my dad. You know, I want you to be, you have to make sure you put yourself in a position where a coach always feel like you deserve to be on the floor. Don't ever be one-dimensional. You know what I mean? Have multifacets to your game. And I think that's one thing he's developed right now. Like what I love about what my son is doing is defensively, he's turning into a good defender. You know what I mean? He's changing the game defensively when he gets in. That's the stuff I care about more so than the dunks and the highlights. So, and my advice to him, man, is, you know what I'm saying, like, you're finding, like, who you are. Find, you know what I'm saying, and find, like, your purpose in playing this game. Why are you playing? That's what I asked out here. I said, why are you playing this game? Because I don't want you to play it because your dad plays, because the world expects you to. What's your reason? So find your why, find your purpose of why you play this game. And, you know, if it's for the right reasons, then keep going. If it's for the wrong reasons, then let's sit down and let's talk about it, because you only play this game, you know, for you. You're not playing this game for me. You're playing this game for Zaire. So I just love that he's enjoying it, you know what I'm saying? And wherever it takes him, it's going to take him to his right path.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what's up. Now, with the power and influence that social media have, and you being who you are, your wife being who she is, does that concern you about your kids? You know, like you said, your younger son's not on it yet, but being a part of it, because it can be such a nasty area, and some kids really get lost in it.
Yeah, it definitely concerns you. You try to keep them off social media as long as possible, but I mean, this the world, right? So I think we try to help them navigate how the world's going to be. Like, you know, it's only so long you can keep it from, keep the real world from them, because it's coming. And, you know, and I think our job is to help them navigate through it. You know, when it comes to comments, you can't hide comments from kids. They're going to read them, or their friends going to tell them, or someone's going to make sure they know. So for us, it's about every time they go through, you know, something that's been said or something they can't deal with, it's our job as parents to parent them and help them through it and not hide them from what the world is. You know what I mean? The worst thing to do is to coddle them, and then now you got to let them out to the world, and they don't know how to navigate.
Right.
So, you know, we grew up talking about we had street smarts. Well, theirs is going to be a little different. They ain't got to be street smarts, but it got to be life smarts. So we trying to teach them how to navigate through life.
Yeah. Now, it almost like you kind of the Thanksgiving social media post you guys made was kind of like the welcoming and more of it made a splash. Although you guys did the Pride Parade in Miami, the social media post on Thanksgiving is kind of what splashed the world. So with the positive and the negative feedback, was there a conversation amongst the family? Because everyone kind of came out. I saw Zaire made a post. You obviously spoke on it. Gabby spoke on it. Was there like a family coming together with that before you guys kind of spoke your piece, or everyone just
freestyled?
Spoke their piece?
It happened. Speak like when I seen Zaire's post, I loved it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As a big brother.
Oh, he dropped 16? Let me get my 16 in.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he loved it. And, you know, our family's about supporting each other.
That's right.
No matter. We together in this. So we're all about supporting each other. So when I seen that as Zaire's big brother, I loved it, man.
Dope,
you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I just keep, I keep telling my kids, they're going to make mistakes in life, but I keep telling them how proud I am of them because, they're growing, into who they want to be.
Good
and it's
people.
hard in this world to navigate and be who you are because so many people is putting off this energy of who they think you're supposed to be.
Right.
And, I'm trying to keep that away from them and show each one of them that be you and make everybody else figure it out around you.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
And on your son's post, you look, a lot of your peers on there
100.
propping them up.
No,
You know what I'm saying? A
100.
lot of them. So,
and I
we down
appreciate
with
that.
you, bro.
Yeah,
We
I
down with
appreciate
you.
that. I look, man, and the love and the support from, this NBA community, first of
Yeah.
all, your brothers, it's been incredible. It's been dope, you know what I'm saying? And, so I appreciate it,
yeah.
for real.
And we with the smoke too, so if you need it, we here.
Oh,
for
I
you.
already know. Already know.
No games.
You
Listen,
already know.
and
Pulling up.
To go back to what you said, I mean, man, it's like me and my wife, we have such a public life, but then we have moments where, like we saw each other at the movies, right? We walk up, it's y'all, you and your ladies, me and my lady, and we just try to be normal people,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And, that's the one thing I like about LA too, because
you run into it more.
You see it more. So I've been able to try to enjoy a normal life, in this Hollywood world.
It's crazy.
But we try to have those moments where we just doing regular shit. People look at it, they be like,
Is
"Oh,
that them? Yeah. We touched on it on previous shows. People think because, we were highly paid athletes and we're not human. We don't have feelings. We don't have
Right.
emotions. We're not regular. We're regular ass people.
Regular
people.
regular,
You know what I mean?
like
We was at the movies one time and him and Gabby came in and Gabby yelled my name across the whole movie theater.
Nice, nice.
What's up? Like, who the fuck is that? And I turn around and it's them. What's up,
That's
yo?
dope. That's
But it's
dope.
just, like he said, it's just regularness that people don't think we have, but we
Right.
definitely do.
For sure.
Definitely do. Let's talk a little bit of NBA. What do you think of the game? Because it's so much different now from when you came in the game where it was, they were allowed to play some defense and it was more transition and this and that.
You can hop step.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You used
I
to
was
kill that
killed
hop
the
step. You used to kill a hop step.
Well, I think his biggest thing to me was rejecting the pick, and we knew in the scouting report he's gonna reject the pick. Stay on,
Yeah,
that shit is
still
still
go
hard
for
because
it.
if he goes over, he's going down here regardless. But if you jump too high, he's gonna cross over and go baseline and dunk that bitch. That was the report on him. Force him to the pick, and you can never force him to the pick. But anyway, just the future, the game, and how it's changed from the time you were, doing what you do to what it is now.
Yeah. Well, you guys know it's way different,
Way different.
right? I mean, it changed multiple times during my career.
Yeah.
So I'm not one of those guys, and even though I'm still fresh and just left the game, but I'm not one of those guys that feel like, oh, they need to play the way we played. It needs to, the world changes, and you have to evolve with it. You know what I'm saying? So the game has evolved. The rules have changed. And it's allowed guys to have more freedom to be more creative. You see a guy like James, the numbers he putting up, and it's not that they're doing something that guys haven't done. I mean, Kobe. Kobe put up a string like that. MJ put up a string. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? The way the style was, and I just feel like allow them to be them. Allow them to create their own. Portrait. I mean, they got a blank canvas. Let them create what their story is going to be in their generation. So I love it. I support it. I feel like we all set, bars. Records are set as a bar, and that bar is set for the next person to come and jump over it. It's the only way that in our community we're going to succeed if we set bars and allow and have the next generation keep jumping over it. So. These guys are trying to jump over the bars that were set by the guys before them. They're just doing it in a different way, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Who are some of the younger players you enjoy watching these days?
So obviously one of my favorites is D'Angelo. Wade, shout out. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Touch on him.
Wade.
Touch on it.
First athlete
He's
that
the
I
face
signed.
of your brand, right? So
Yeah.
touch on that.
Yeah. Well, I love the kid. You know what I mean? Like I love him. 1, 2. He's not perfect. You know, boom, let's get that out the way. Now we know that. Okay,
Right.
made mistakes. Cool. I like him. I don't want nobody that's perfect, right?
He
We all
bounced
make
back
mistakes,
from him.
right? He's a hell of a basketball player, fashionable kid. You know, really got his mind in the right place when it comes to what he want to build. He has a vision for himself. So, you know, when I sat down with him, I was like, this is a person I want to lead my brand. And I had the honor to be able to do that. So it's cool for me, man. You know, obviously he's one of my favorite players, but, you know, I love a lot of the young guys. I mean, Devin Booker is one of my favorite. I love Devin. I love the new guys like Ja Morant, Monster, boy can go.
Luka.
Oh, I love Luka. I mean, it's just the numbers that Luka's putting up at age 20.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy. But Jaren Jackson is one of my favorites.
I like him.
I love that guy. I just seen his growth so far. I mean, the other night the kid hit 9 threes. Big man coming in, shooting a couple here. Now he hit 9 threes. But so it's so many other young guys like De'Aaron Fox. You know, I really like. I love the potential of De'Aaron. You know what I mean? Like if he reaches his potential, I mean, sky's the limit.
So fast.
Donovan Mitchell. You know, that's my young. What I love about Donovan. Donovan will text me at 2 in the morning, ask me anything, and he's like, "Hey D, I need you. Can you watch this film? Can you send me some notes?" Like he'd do anything, and I love that he reaches out and uses that resource.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? So
He's
it's some of these young guys I like.
someone that reminds me of you.
Very
he
similar.
was someone that, I mean, do you agree with that? Is there anyone else in
Definitely.
the league that you think? Because to me, when I saw him play, I was like, damn, this is another D Wade.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. When I look at him, I see certain things. It's like
That
I'm
me?
seeing myself, right?
In Utah? Oh, shit.
Yeah, definitely. I love that kid. You know what I'm saying? But what I love most about him is he's not shy to reach out and ask. Now, you know what I'm saying? You get in this place sometime where you feel like I got all the answers, or you know, I don't want to feel like I need anybody. Like the kid, he reaches out and he asks all kind of questions. And no matter what time, I let him know, like, you know, my line is open.
Right.
Anytime I can help you navigate through this. So you know, he's definitely one of my favorite people. Also, is one of my favorite players. So it's a long list. I love the talent of these young guys. Now they have to reach that, you know, the pressure that we put on them, or who's going to be the next star. I mean, but I love it. Like Zach LaVine. I love Zach LaVine. You know what I mean? He got game. These kids they can
Play
hoop.
hard,
And
yeah.
I don't mean to call y'all kids because they men.
Yeah.
But like these young men, they can go. It's just about, you know what I'm saying, somebody around them that can help them all reach their potential to see who's going to be the next great.
You touched on Donovan Mitchell reaching out. Do any other players lean on you? Because I know Kobe has an open window and an open door policy with that. Have more players reached out to you as well?
Well, a lot of guys that, you know, I host a camp in the summers, you know, for guys where it's called the Invite. And I invite, you know, multiple guys that come to my camp. And we kind of have that moment where we sit and talk about business. I like to talk about my pitfalls and, you know, my successes. We talk about the game. You know, so, you know, I had a lot of the young guys, you know, Cody White was there, Colin Sachs was there, some of the young guys like Devin and some of these guys, younger guys was there. Like, it's just cool to be able to pass down, you know, the information and knowledge that you learn throughout this game. So I've been doing it for 2 years, and I'm excited to keep it going. So definitely, guys reach out all the time. They're not as shy as like I probably were when I came in. and
Well, it was just
asking
different.
veterans.
It was a different era when we came in.
Yeah,
You know what
I wouldn't ask nobody nothing.
Yeah.
Had to go out there and play.
Figure it out.
Because the vets, they wasn't trying to mess with you like that. Yeah. So, you know, it's a different day, man. So it's cool to be a part of being like one of the vets that they feel they can reach out to.
It's the question I wanted to ask you. Give me 5 of your most underrated players you played against.
That I played against.
Underrated. We know all the good players you played against.
That's a, dang. 5?
Give me
Well, give
5.
us a couple.
Whew.
That was underrated your whole
Well,
career.
one of, I mean, he's a Hall of Famer to me, but Chauncey Billups.
Big shot. I played with him. Yeah.
Very
so
underrated.
bro. So underrated.
Yep.
Perfect piece for that team. Hated guarding him. He just had a knack for those big
Always under
moments.
control.
Always under control. I love you, but I hated Chauncey, bro, as a competitor. So he definitely was one of my, you know, top 5 underrated players I played against. So many players. I'm going back to the beginning of my career too. I'm just trying to go back. I need some names.
You had Barron Davis.
Oh well, everybody know my BD story. BD helped me become the player that I became early.
Yeah.
Took my ass up.
Yeah.
Very early. Gave me everything I wanted, but I had to grow up fast.
You grew up fast.
Yeah, I had to take them diapers off early.
Yeah.
Yeah, BD, definitely love BD. I mean, he's one of those players that unfortunately had to deal with injuries, kind of
Yeah.
like me. But, you know, certain players you like, man, if they didn't have to deal with
What
injuries, What if? You know
He
what I
would've
mean?
been, we got a chance. We saw primetime BD. You know,
Oh,
we saw
man.
early on, but with that We Believe Barron was unbelievable. He was the best player, hands down. And I'm just like, God, and he was still dragging one leg.
And back,
You know
yeah,
what I
back,
mean? And
back,
back
yeah,
problems, you know what I
still.
mean? So if it was
I mean,
one person that
that Golden State BD. When you get, man, that was one of the most exciting teams to watch, bro. Never know what to expect out of y'all. But
we got a dot coming.
We got a dot
yeah,
coming.
Listen, sign me up right away. I'm there. That was amazing. But BD at that time too, like you said, dragging one leg at times, just a monster, dog. And to this day, he can still get buckets on you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Still get buckets on you, slow motion. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely one of them for me as well.
Favorite teammates?
My favorite teammates for different reasons. Obviously, everyone know UD is my favorite teammate.
Of course.
When it
Great
comes
guy.
to
Mr.
everything.
Miami. Mr.
Mi-
305.
The real Mr.
The
Miami.
real
He
305.
saved me a lot of money on fines.
Yeah, he a
took a
rider.
lot- he took
He a
a lot.
rider. He don't check the mileage. He just ride.
He wouldn't even let me pay for him neither. That's my dude. One of my favorite teammates was Channing Frye when I went to Cleveland, actually.
He's funny.
Funny. One of my favorite teammates. One of my favorite people.
Yeah.
It's funny, a lot of your favorite teammates are not the guys that everyone
You would
thinks
think
neither, by the
not,
way.
Yeah.
no.
James Jones,
Good
one of my
dude.
favorite teammates, good dude, now GM over at Phoenix. One of my favorite teammates, man. Eddie House. Oh, I love Eddie House.
Yeah, he's a
Everybody.
character.
Oh, he's a character,
bro.
Eddie House,
is
one
a
of my
talk his
favorite.
motherfucking
Shout out
ass
Eddie
off.
House,
Oh,
man.
shout out to Eddie House, old fast talking. Hey,
Yeah.
He's funny. He probably talk when he see this. He gonna talk about me. Whoever you're around, he gonna be talking about me. Just definitely one of my favorites. So it's all the guys, man. That once you go through, especially you going through this league as a star, these the guys that you lean on, right? These the guys that bring some humor to you. These are guys that you can talk about anything, and they, saying they always there. That shoulder in their ear. Tend to listen to you whine and complain about being a star in the league.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you complaining.
Right.
But like these are guys that they mean a lot to you. So, yeah.
Before we transition out real quick into the next and final topic, real quick, toughest player for you to guard and the person you hated that guarded you the most.
Toughest players for me to guard. I always go with guys like Ray Allen, Rip Hamilton.
That move.
They move. I hated that. I'm a shot blocker too, so I like weak side. I like knowing washing the ball, go for steals. Gone. I hated guarding those dudes, especially Rip because he had them nails too.
He was dirty as fuck.
Yeah.
Grabbing, elbowing, doing all that
Man,
shit.
Rip got into a lot of times, boy. I'll tell you, Rip
Rip
put
is
them
a
nails
dirt
in you to start the
man.
game. You like, Rip, this is the tip. The ball just tipped. I hated guarding Rip. I hated guarding Ray. Just guys like that, saying that move that constantly. And you said a guy hated guarding me.
Yeah, that
the
you
most?
didn't, yeah.
You know what? I mean, it was some guys who I felt like guarded me good, but I never feel like I hated no one guarding me. For me, it was always a different challenge. So if it's, and I'm saying some guys played me very well. I mean, a guy like Kurt Heinrich played me very well. You know what I mean? And people like, well, how can Kurt Heinrich?
He frustrated the hell out of me too for some reason.
Great position defender. You know what I'm saying?
Smart.
Didn't go for shot fakes, didn't go for
Wasn't no
tricks.
punk either.
No, and he was tough. He went back down. He loved defense.
Yeah.
And when I got him, when I had a game where I scored 40, well, I walked away with my chest poked out. You know what I mean? Because there was so many nights where I had to work hard to get those points.
Shout out Kurt Heinrich.
Shout out to Kurt Heinrich,
Yeah.
man. Just underrated defender. But I didn't ever hate a guy defending. Like Kobe, he guarded me. Once he respected me, he guarded me very tough. But I loved it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like even if, he turned me, I get a 8-second count or I lose it or something. Like so now it's a next challenge for me. And throughout the game, you need to find different challenges. So the best defenders, the Ron Artest. Once I got to the point where I felt like, oh, Ron, I'm here. Like once I saw the respect from Ron, I was like, oh, I'm here now. When I was early in my career. So these great defenders, they let you know where you at. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, like I appreciate all of them. I didn't hate neither one of them.
That's what's up.
I gave them all buckets too.
By
Right.
the way, in case you didn't know,
In case y'all want to know.
FYI.
I know you're big into, even while you play, but now definitely, culture, just being on the scene. You recently went to Diddy's 50th birthday party.
Yeah,
You
man.
said- what was
You
that
was clean.
like?
You was clean. You
Thank
was
you, man.
clean.
You know,
Casket,
black
you
tie,
clean.
black
Ooh.
tie. No, it was dope, bro. I've been on his LA side, getting invited to things that you've seen other people going to for many years. It was cool. So actually, my wife wasn't there. She had some business in New York, so I wasn't gonna go. My wife was like, "Fool, You better go.
Yeah,
50th
have a good
birthday.
time.
Yeah.
You
so,
retired, player.
Yeah, she was like, you better go. I was like, you know, you're right. But, you know, what was cool about it, first of all, I mean, Diddy brought an unbelievable, you know, amount of people together. I mean, from every different walks of life, you seen how much love that was there for brother love. You know what I'm saying?
love.
You see what he mean to so many different generations, and it's a beautiful thing to see. But, you know, for me, what was so cool about it, and it's a picture that I posted, we see me and Diddy, you know, we're toasting a champagne glass, and at that moment, what we were talking about was like 16 years ago, and I was a young kid, my second year in the league. I was in Privé, you know, in Miami. It was Opium and then Privé. Y'all know about it.
Yep. Definitely know about Privé.
I'm sitting there. I'm in the club, and I'm starting to feel myself a little bit. I'm getting my name going, and Diddy walks up to me, and I'm sitting there like, oh shit, this is Diddy. And he walked up to me and he said, yo, I'm about to make you the first supermodel superstar ever. And like, you know, he was like, listen, I want you to model for Sean John, blah, blah, blah. He had this whole plan for me. And I remember just sitting there like, okay. Like, you know, this is Diddy.
Right.
And so we was just talking about just full circle moments, you know, in life. You know what I mean? Like, he was one of the first ones to see who I could become in this world.
The business
you know what I'm
side.
saying? The business side, and really put me on from that standpoint. And, you know, just to be there in that moment, we was just toasting to just success,
Dope.
you know, black excellence and success, you know, in life, man. So it's cool.
Man, shout out. Happy 50th birthday, man, and shout out Diddy.
Happy
Legend.
birthday, brother.
Legend.
Now pull up on us and come drop off some rock and all the other stuff you got going on. Diddy, happy birthday, but, you know, now it's time to start asking for shit. Oh, speaking for the begging segment, D Wade, you real big with the Stan socks. I see you be rocking them all the time. I need a shipment, my boy. Go on, send the plug in for me. I know you got a lot of, you know, I ain't gonna even ask for no Wades. Because I see you just coming out with a brand new pair today. I ain't gonna even speak on them. But can I get some socks?
Listen,
Package of socks, my brother?
Listen, dog.
Not package. Let's get boxes.
Well, God damn it, let me get a box of Stan socks.
I'm a man of my words. Listen, so I just started a new sock company with Stans. It's called Parkway. And we just partnered with Target. So I'm in all Targets around the world. Shout out to Parkway. You know, so for me, I'm gonna make sure that y'all got boxes.
And we neighbors
listen,
too.
All my people, Parkway socks.
Appreciate
Parkway
it. Shout out to
socks,
Parkway
Target.
socks. Shout out to Target too.
So I'm gonna make sure my guys, you know, sitting here, you know, with these fresh shoes that they be wearing.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the brand name, you know, contract.
I need
No, we free agents.
The fresh,
we free agents.
The fresh sneakers that they be wearing. I want to make sure they got the right socks
we
on.
free
You know what I'm
agents.
saying?
I need
So-
that Target plug too. I'm in Targets. I'm not in the ones all around the world, so I need your Target plug. I need
We
to
all
get huge.
shout out to Target. I got a
We
Target
appreciate
giveaway
you.
this weekend.
Oh,
We do a Christmas giveaway to the
What'd you
single
give away?
mothers.
Toothbrushes and toothpicks?
No, toys, clothes,
Okay.
whatever the women need for their single mothers. Not what I need. You know what I'm saying? I keep my toothpicks on me.
You
Keep them pearly
Pay a lot
whites.
for these teeth, baby. Pay a lot for these boys.
Keep them white.
I got to.
Let's transition into real quick. We're going to start doing some quick hitters, but music. What do you listen to? Who's your top 5 artists? We got
So,
some legends behind you on the wall.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
man.
I know you heard that, huh, Wade? Huh?
The big
Rick Ross.
fella?
Yeah.
Rick Ross.
Ricky.
No, my guy. So for me, man, it's funny because we had these questions all the time. So for me, I think Jay-Z is number one. When I was young, it was Tupac, but you know, we didn't get a chance to continue to keep growing together.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've grown up with Jay-Z, man. He's number one on my list. And from there, I'm not saying the rest is in order, but Drake is in my top 5. Lil Wayne's in my top 5.
Thank you.
Obviously, he said thank you.
Wayne's the
Biggie's
go-to
in my
me.
top 5.
Where's the go-to?
And Ross.
Oh.
I think
You know, just
Ross,
who I love
Ross is
listening
so
to, man.
underrated.
Man,
though.
I'm
Ross
trying to
is
tell
so
you, man.
motherfucking
There's
dope,
so
and
many
he just
amazing,
crazy
there's
how
so many
underrated.
amazing to pick from, bro. But it's all about how you vibe. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's
What
your
stories they
taste.
tell
Right.
that
How
you
you
know what
relate.
I'm saying, that how you relate to. So those 5, I'll relate to them on a different level. But nowadays, man, like I try to stay up in the culture.
It's tough.
It's just
Yeah.
hard for me.
It's too many Lils.
It's too hard for
Lil
me.
this, Lil this, Lil that, Lil
Well,
this.
it's a
Like
lot-
everybody
it's a lot
can't
of
be a
babies
Lil.
now.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Baby-
babies
yeah,
now
babies
too.
is
So
a new
when we
wave.
was growing, we had Lil Wayne, Lil Bow Wow. Like we had the littles. Now
Yeah.
it's babies.
Yeah,
So
whole
it's
bunch
Lil
of
Baby,
baby. Yeah.
it's Da Baby,
Yeah.
Step baby.
it's Infant Baby.
Unlegitimate baby.
Like
the
you know, what I'm
baby I
saying?
didn't want.
This they wave. Like they
throwaway
wave is
baby.
babies. So my kids my kids listen to everything. When I'm around them, I try to be that cool
Same,
hip
yeah,
dad. But
like-
I mean, I know obviously we know some of the guys you just can't deny. Some of them gonna break through and you can't deny it. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Baby.
Shout out to
Lil
Baby.
Baby and the Baby.
Shout
They
out
both
to,
on
shout
fire.
out to Amigos. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's certain people they will not be denied. You know, their
Regardless,
greatness is there. But when I get in my car, man, I gotta go to my old school playlist. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I gotta go to the music I know.
You
The
heard what-
soundtrack to your life.
You heard what we was listening to when you came in.
Yeah,
that
man.
Snoop, Dre,
Yeah, man.
Jay,
I
Pac.
need that.
Yeah.
I need that. So, you know, but shout out to everyone who's doing their thing and creating their own wave and culture.
Right.
But, you know, I'm old school, my eardrums.
I'm with you.
If we not out here supporting each other, what the fuck we doing? Get out the way.
I mean, you was at our party, Eat 40.
Killer. Oh,
Too
yeah, it was short.
You know what I'm saying?
That
Like,
shit was, yeah, I,
like,
did,
that's the
I
vibe.
spoke. I didn't really want to name drop on the show, but Gabby's birthday party was turned up. That shit was so
it was
dope.
a LA. It was a Cali vibe. That was
Yeah.
that was the name of it. Cali
Cali,
vibe.
yeah, right.
It was a Cali vibe for real.
Yeah.
You got your name has been dropped in a lot of songs.
Yeah,
Jay-Z,
yeah.
you know, a lot of guys. Meek Mill.
Oh, I when I was young, I was like, oh,
What's your favorite?
My
The Hov one?
Jay-Z.
By far.
I actually just did a video the other day. Jeezy's paying LeBron, I'm paying Dwyane Wade.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I remember where I was at when I heard it. I was in a strip club back in the day, long time ago, and they played it like casually, and I was like, wait, what?
That was the first time you heard it?
First time I heard it. In the strip
Wow.
club. They played
So
it
you
casually,
was-
and I was
you
like, I
was
went
our-
up to the DJ. I was like, yo, wait,
Run that back.
what that? Play that again. Played it all night.
Yeah,
Played it all night. I was like,
yeah.
Mama, I made it. You know,
Hell
but I remember talking to Jay about it, man. I remember asking Jay, like, yo, like, to me, it's crazy that you're creating, you know what I'm saying, something that's magical for you, and you think of me, right? Like, it's
hell
still
of an
crazy to
honor.
me, right? It's an honor.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, like, what made you say this? And what made you say my name in this? Because he said it more than once, you know what I'm saying? So it was just cool to hear, you know, his perspective from a standpoint of, you know, what keeps artists relevant as well. You know what I mean? What keeps you relevant and
hard
what's
to do.
hot, what's going on. You know, I get it. You are, you know, such and such. So it was cool just to have that conversation with, like, what made you put my name in this song? Because it's, you know, Empire State of Mind is legendary.
Big song.
So I
It
appreciate
mean a lot to
I
it.
appreciate
Mean a lot.
it.
Yeah.
He said I owe him some money, too.
Lil Wayne
Yeah.
told me he got a song coming out on this album called Ballin' Like Stack Jack. And I ain't no all-star, but that mean a lot because, you know, I grew
Wayne,
up listening
too.
to Wayne. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that means a lot to us. It might not mean a lot to some people, but to us, basketball players and listening to music and growing up, that should mean a lot.
Listen, don't think that we too cool or too whatever. We like, just like anybody else out there, you hear your name in the song. It could be your homie from the hood, locally.
Right.
This shit's
Yeah.
Your stuff is in there, you're geeking out.
Yeah.
Right.
Every time my name get in a song, to me, it's always like, yo, I'm playing it. Let me hear that. Let
Exactly.
me hear that.
Exactly.
So shout out to anybody who decided to put this. Because when I was young, I didn't even think my name was cool enough to go, like, I was like, Dwyane Wade. Like, who gonna, Michael Jordan, like, that's a name. Who gonna say Dwyane Wade? So when they put your name and stuff, man, it's an unbelievable badge of honor, man, respect. You know
That's
what I mean?
dope. Well, you brought us a gift, man. Wine. Yeah, you know,
Appreciate
you have
it,
a wine
man.
collection.
Thank
we
you.
really
For sure.
appreciate it. And
doubt.
I wanted to ask, living or dead, a 5-person wine session, who would you invite to that party and why?
Straight up, that's a dope answer. That's a question. So my first person I think about is Martin Luther King. Always number one person I say.
Let me do security.
I want to bring Martin Luther King, right? Because it's a lot I gotta ask him.
The King.
I want to do
The
security.
King. I'm definitely gonna have Barack
Yeah,
in there. I want to vibe with Barack, especially drinking wine.
I want to smoke a joint with
Me
Brock
too.
and
Me
vibe
too.
on that. Yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
do
I wanna
security
vibe
with
with
you.
Barack.
Okay. Did you
Yeah.
say smoking a joint or drinking wine?
Both. We can do it. You know what I'm saying? I want to vibe with.
Welcome to the
you know
dark
what I'm
side
saying?
play.
Did he?
He did. He snuck it. He stuck it.
He
in there
snuck it.
real
Okay,
calm.
okay. I heard.
Don't make a big deal.
I heard.
We'll talk after.
I live in Cali now.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
It's legal.
So let me see. Those two for sure. I think Oprah gonna be on my list too.
Yeah.
I think I want to sit down and rap with Oprah.
How can you not,
drink some
though?
wine with Oprah? You know what I'm saying?
Chicago. Y'all got roots.
Now, Oprah's on the Oprah in my room.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it gotta
saying?
be.
Who else I got? I need 2 more people that's gonna be in there.
You got Martin Luther King, you got Barack, you got Oprah.
I got Jay-Z in my room too.
Jay-Z.
Got Jay-Z. Jay-Z, one of the coolest brothers alive. But so much game. So I got Jay-Z in my room
We'll
too.
have to use you to get him on our show.
And last, I think I had Eddie Murphy.
Oh, you gotta have
I need
Right,
the
get
funniest.
You gotta have Eddie
I need
Murphy.
the goat. The goat
That
in
is
there, too.
classic. That's a classic setting right
Yeah,
there.
I mean, you know what too, and I forgot somebody, but it's hard. I would want Denzel in there too. So you know what I'm saying? If I could pull another chair and make room,
Yeah,
I'll bring
yeah.
Denzel. Matter of fact, I'll lead the room.
So
If
he can be the fifth.
Oh, you
Denzel
stand
in
up
the
and let him
middle.
sit down.
Yeah, I'll stand up in the corner. That'll be my room right there. Yeah.
That'll be a nice vibe.
What would a wine vibe be like with Pat Riley?
What of like what Pat Riley? What you mean?
Like, what would that be like? Would it be a sit down? Have you guys sat down and had a glass of wine?
Why do
together?
I think?
we-
Why do I think he carry himself like he on Goodfellas?
Let me tell you.
Mafia? Is he that mafia?
Let me tell you
To
something.
me, yes.
So I put out videos this summer when I went
He got
vacation with
rhythm.
my wife. We went on a yacht.
Oh, he's an
vacation.
old school pimp.
He got rhythm.
Man, let me tell you, for the first time, I met a different Pat Riley.
For the first time.
First time.
Y'all had on y'all Aladdin
I met-
outfits.
Yeah, I met a different Pat, and he
I
met
do
a.
remember them
and
posts.
he
He
met a different D
D-Wade,
Wade,
as he should.
And he
I
met
do
a
remember
different
them
D
posts.
Wade.
Yeah.
And I think I walked away from that. Like I have so much respect and love for him, but I walked away from that and I said, "Oh, I like this dude."
Yeah.
Because this the Pat that the world will never get the chance to
Right.
see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when he let his hair down, literally.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you had no gel in that shit?
no gel.
Oh.
Just
that shit
vacation
was
Pat.
Just blowing in the, blowing
Vacation
in the
Pat
wind, huh?
is a vibe. He's a
Yeah,
mood. I'm
he's a
telling y'all.
vibe.
That's all I gotta say. Shout out to Pat for
Shout out
letting me
to
post
Pat,
that
man.
video. First of all, I
you
appreciate
had to ask him?
Yeah, I had to get approval now. Hey,
got
Pat, is it
rhythm,
okay?
though.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
That's cool,
he was trying
Pat.
to teach you a two
He
step.
was teaching me a step.
Oh my
You know what I'm
goodness, man.
saying? It was so
That's what's
definitely
up, man.
Pat
was
is a
dope.
vibe for sure.
Last question. You know, people could argue who's NBA's right now. Bron, KD when he's healthy, Giannis. Once Bron is done, who are the top 3 players you think will carry the league into the next generation, so to speak?
Well, I mean, definitely KD, right? Obviously, when he's healthy.
Snipe.
Arguably. Just leave it at that. Just arguably.
It's crazy that people that
Snipe.
It's crazy that people that have. I guess we just live in a culture that just loves to talk shit. But people that deny his natural talent and the fact that he's
They have no basketball IQ.
6'11",
You can't do it.
No,
You can't do it.
motherfucker.
Listen,
they
can't
don't
nobody on the planet do anything with KD.
you can't deny.
Can't do
him
nothing
at
with
all.
him,
Okay.
right? So it's just certain guys that just you can't do nothing with them.
Right.
And you know,
Just hope
obviously
he
LeBron
miss.
is one and KD is another. So when I think about the next generation for me, I think about KD being, you know, kind of the leader in that field. You think about what James Harden has become.
Beard.
I mean, it's undeniable. It's undeniable that he's one of the greatest ever touched the basketball. You know what I'm saying? From a scoring standpoint,
Make it look easy.
I mean, when he's done, just the way he's able to score this basketball in the ways we just never seen it like this before. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's getting hate because we've never seen it like this
Right.
before. So he got to take that Allen Iverson hate
Yeah.
because he's the one of the first ones to do it the way he's doing it. But keep going, bro. Do it your way.
Yeah.
So those two for sure, and it's crazy they played together. And
Yeah, I got a taste
and,
of that.
And for me, I love Steph, man. I love Steph.
Chef.
One of the greatest human beings that you ever meet, but he definitely helped change this wave and this culture of this game. And you know, it don't stop for him. Like if he was playing right now, even though they wouldn't be as good,
It would have been a show this year.
it would have been a show.
But what people don't understand, this is a bad thing for the NBA.
Oh, they're resting.
because he gets some rest out the
Oh, Lord.
That's
And
the
everybody
5
gonna
straight
come
finals.
back.
Yeah,
They don't know.
Yeah. Oh
you know?
yeah.
And then
Listen.
I mean, it's a cold game that people don't realize. Cause, you know, I'm a Warrior and Laker fan at heart post career, but Clay and Steph get to rest. Draymond is playing 20 minutes a game. If they end up being a bottom feeder, they're gonna get a lottery pick. D'Lo's still doing his thing. Unfortunately, he might be a casualty of war, but then you package that and get a superstar, and they're right back in the mix. People don't understand. You got to think the
Listen,
game to
you
see
know
all that,
basketball,
man.
you
Yeah,
see it.
you got to think the game.
You see it if you know the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, man, we appreciate you coming up here. Thank you
course,
for your
man.
time,
This is
brother.
big,
It's been
bro.
an honor.
I want to congratulate both of you, man. Both of you guys, man, on this. You
Thank
know what I'm
you.
saying? Y'all are repping for so many people, you know, out here, dog. Y'all got so many fans out here, man. People really respect and love what both of y'all stand for. So, you know, when y'all got the show, I reached out to you right away.
Right.
Congratulations. And I'm glad that I was able to come on here, man.
It means a lot
and
for
grace
us.
this velvet couch.
Hey, man, we
Match your
appreciate it,
outfit,
man.
too,
Hey,
bro.
listen, do match.
Shit,
There's
match
going to be
your
a lot of
outfit.
great people sitting here, so I'm
Yeah.
glad I was able to
Ball
join
purple.
that
Picture
list.
of you against the wall, and you're purple with the velvet.
You feel me?
Anyway, man, that's a wrap. Episode 9. Dwyane, we appreciate your
Legend.
time,
Love.
man. Jack, we did it.
Yes, sir.
My
Again.
God.
All the smoke.
All the smoke.
man. Make
Sure.
sure you can
All
find
of it.
us Showtime Basketball YouTube and all the platforms that stream podcasts.
All of them.
We'll see y'all next time.
I'm ready to take over.
Javante Tank Davis.
Oh, this fight is over!
I am the real deal, nothing less.